Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick video here. Back to do another, I guess, response or just another episode, whatever you want to call it, in the press the button thread. This is just kind of where you go into your Discogs page and, on your desktop, you can just hit the random item button, or if you're using your cell phone and you're in the app, you just shake your phone and it'll randomly pick one item out of your collection. So I just kind of go through and hit the random button 10 times and see which random 10 things it pulls up and just kind of share those. So this is what it pulled up this time, and I believe I still have them in the order that they were pulled. So we'll start off here with the first one, which is a great one, New Order. This is their release from 1983. Great early New Order stuff. Has one of my favorite songs by them, which is Age of Consent. Absolutely love that track. It's a track I've always wanted to hear The Cure do a nice cover of. I think that song would fit very well with what they do, so that kind of be a cool cover to hear. But yeah, awesome album. So that was the first one that popped up. The next one that popped up was this one here, which is Fight Amp, Hungry for Nothing. Album I got years and years ago when I bought a small punk collection, and this was one that was just kind of in there. This is more kind of maybe kind of new metal with a punk flavor. I don't even know if new metal's the right word, but yeah, pretty cool album. After I heard it, decided, yeah, that's one I definitely have to keep. But yeah, so that's a good one right there. That's from 2008, I believe. The third thing that it pulled up was this right here, which is Wild Animal by Vanity. Of course, you remember her from Vanity 6 and kind of back with the whole, Prince thing and all of that. Um, I mean, fun stuff for the times. Let's just put it kind of that way. I think the big hit off of this, or the biggest song, was a Pretty Mess. But yeah, just definitely one of the classics from the early 80s. Theirs came out in like 84. So that was a great one. The next one that it pulled actually was a CD, and it was this right here, which is Sonic Youth, LP there. Again, very classic album, especially for those of you that are Sonic Youth fans. You know that one pretty well. This is the deluxe CD with kind of some of the bonus stuff on the second CD, but that was the next pick there. And then after that was this here, which is Shine Down, Planet Zero. Definitely a really cool band. I mean, I've seen them in concert like 4 times. They always put on a really, really great show. Definitely like their earlier stuff a little bit better than their more recent stuff, so to speak, especially the first 2 albums. They were absolutely golden to me. But this is not a bad album as well. This is their 2002 release, Planet Zero. I would probably say my favorite song off of it is the title track, Planet Zero. But yeah, just another band that has been around for a while, still kind of doing their thing. Next was UB40. This is Labor of Love. Kind of the first album that really put UB40, I guess, kind of on the big map. Of course, you had the song Red Red Wine off of this, which was a huge hit. And that was their release from 1983. And then the next one that it pulled was this here, which is Ario Speedwagon. This is the hits. I mean, just an absolute great from top to bottom greatest hits album. I mean, for the most part, almost everything you would want by Ario, especially if you're just kind of an 80s Ario hits kind of fan. But yeah, fantastic stuff here. I've had the opportunity to see them. I've only seen them in concert once, actually, but it was still fantastic. I saw them with Styx and Ted Nugent, and it was one heck of a show. But yeah, so you got Ario the hits. The last 2 that were pulled out was this one right here, which is Taylor Dayne, Can't Fight Fate. Another one of the big queens from the 80s here. You can also see that one is autographed by Taylor. Big thanks to Billy Creone, who hooked me up with her and got that autograph for me. But yeah, this was a huge album for her back in 1989. With songs like Every Beat of My Heart was big off of here. Love Will Lead You Back. Heart of Stone, definitely one of my favorite tracks off of here. But I think I'll Be Your Shelter is probably my favorite song off of this album. So yeah, one of the absolute legends from the 80s. Love Taylor to death, and it's a nice signed copy of that. And the last one that it pulled was this one here, which I think it's pronounced Dios, I assume. But this is Life Between the Tides. This is actually a band that I knew nothing about or anything of that nature. When I was out in California, this was maybe a couple of years ago, whatever the case may be, I stumbled across this store that had a ton of this new stock from Burger Records, which I believe is a label, kind of a small indie label that ended up going out of business due to some like sexual assault charges or something like that. Like a whole bunch of crap just kind of happened. And so I guess there's kind of just like a lot of new old stock kind of got out there. And they had a ton of different releases by them, and they were only like $2 or $3 a piece, like brand new. And I was like, well, shoot, just to check out a bunch of new music, I'd grab like every single one they had there. And this was one, and it was actually a pretty cool record. It's kind of like a kind of hard to describe to some degree. I mean, it's somewhat of like, I guess, like some Bon Iver flavor. Then it also, vocally has a little bit of a like a washed out type of like somewhat dream pop vocal type of thing. But I don't know. One of the things you just have to kind of hear, then maybe you'll know what I'm talking about. But it ended up being a pretty good record. And this is one of like the 6 or 7 that I kept out of that bunch that had some good stuff on it. So that was kind of a nice little discovery at the time. But there you go. Those were the 10 random picks this time. As always, VC, let me know what you think, and we will talk to you soon. All right, take care, guys.